Sherdog.com here with Jerry Millen, just ahead of Fedor's Bellator 172 bout with Matt Mitrione. If there's any criticism about him now, his last couple fights, is that age is starting to finally catch up to him. He's been inactive. You're around Fedor all the time. Where is he? Where do you think he is?
I think that he just misses the competition. You know, when he decided to come back, what was it, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago? We were traveling back from a Bellator event where we were doing a fan fest, and we were in a limo driving back from Mohegan Sun to Manhattan. I remember it clearly, and he was like, "Jerry, I think I want to fight again. What do you think?" And I had seen when he retired, I'm like, "God, why is he retiring?" And then I saw him in the suits, and I'm like, "This isn't Fedor. Fedor still has some fight left in him." And when he said, "I think I'm going to fight again, what do you think?" I said, "You want to?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "You feel good?" He's like, "Yeah." All right, then let's do it. And look, he's 40 years old, and no one can say that he's not, if not the best, at least one of the best MMA fighters in all of time. I saw all of his fights in Pride. I sat there ringside. And especially these young cats that are like, "Oh, he lost a couple of fights." Everybody loses, man. Mike Tyson lost. And it's not about win or lose, especially to him. It's about how you get back up and you do it again. He doesn't need the money. He could care less about the fame. As you know, interviewing Fedor is difficult. It's hard to catch him, and he hasn't had a few words. So he's just there to compete, and love him or hate him, you got to respect that. He's an athlete, and he misses competition, and he wants to fight. So why not?
What do you think of his career trajectory right now? What's the 5-year plan? Is not really the proper term to use right here, but is this a one and done? And let's do a tester fight, see how we feel. Is this a title run? I want to wear a belt again. What is the goals as far as coming into Bellator?
I think that's up to Fedor. It depends on how Fedor feels. He's had 2 fights. They were okay. They were good. They were what they were. This will be a good test for him, I think. And we'll see. But he wants to fight again after this. I guarantee you. He's not looking past Matt. Believe me. Matt's a tough fighter. It's gonna be a good fight. I think somebody's gonna go down. And I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it's not our guy. But he's going to fight some more. Belts aren't important. If Scott says, "Hey, let's have a title fight," then I'm sure we'll go for it. If the fight makes sense, we'll do it. And he's in the twilight of his career, so I don't think he has anything left to prove. I think his legacy is cemented. I mean, you can't tell me a guy that had more exciting fights, I think, in a longer run. Those Pride days, man. He beat everybody. And the guys that don't know Pride, get out the VHS tapes if you have a VCR, if anybody has those anymore. Watch them online. Watch those fights. Can't tell me he is not, if not the best, one of the best fighters ever. He doesn't talk. He's not a Conor McGregor where he's got a, no disrespect to Conor. He's got a good mouth. He's a good fighter. He doesn't have to do that. He speaks in the ring. And ask anybody that's fought him. That's how tough he is. He did have a bad run there in Strikeforce. There were some other circumstances I think that led to that, but I think you'll see a different Fedor. Especially now that Peter's back in his corner. I think you're going to see a different Fedor this fight against Matt.